Okay, so, be honest. When was the last time something good happened to you and your first thought was, I probably don't deserve this?
Oh no, are we starting like this?
We are. Because that thought, right there, that quiet little voice, that's what today is about.
Okay, yeah, I've had that thought. More than once.
Same. All right, hey everyone, welcome back to English Out Loud.
So glad you're here with us today, seriously.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Annie. And if you're new here, this is the show where two friends just talk about real life in real English.
No textbook stuff, no memorizing grammar tables.
Just conversations, the kind that actually help you sound natural when you speak.
And today's conversation is one I've been thinking about for a while because it's about something very close to home.
Very. So for anyone listening who's been with us since the beginning, welcome back. We really appreciate you.
And if this is your first time, hey, you picked a good one to start with.
You really did. Okay, Jake, before we get into today's topic, how are you doing? Like actually doing?
Honestly, pretty good. I went for a run this morning, which almost never happens.
Wait, you ran? Voluntarily?
I know. I surprised myself. My brain was already trying to talk me out of it before I even got out of bed.
What do you mean, talk you out of it?
You know, when you wake up and your brain immediately starts listing reasons not to do the thing you planned. It's cold, you're tired, you can do it tomorrow.
Oh, I know that voice so well. That voice is basically my alarm clock.
To talk yourself out of something, by the way, means to convince yourself not to do something you originally wanted to do. And we'll come back to that phrase later.
Yes, because that connects perfectly to today's topic.
It really does.
Okay, so what made you actually get up and go?
Honestly, I just thought, if I wait until I feel ready, I will literally never go. So I just went before my brain could fully wake up.
That is a strategy I respect deeply.
Thank you. It worked once. We'll see about next time.
Okay, so today's topic.
Today, we're talking about something that I think is even more powerful than the lies society tells us.
And what's that?
The lies we tell ourselves.
Oh, yeah, that hit a little differently.
Right? Because we spend a lot of time talking about pressure from the outside, other people's expectations, what the world tells us we should be.
But we almost never talk about the stuff we say to ourselves, in our own heads, every day.
And those voices, they can be really quiet. You don't even notice them sometimes.
But they shape so much.
They really do. And in this episode, we want to look at some of the most common lies people tell themselves, why we do it, and how we can slowly start to let them go.
And, as always, we'll also be picking up some really useful English phrases along the way.
Yes, and we'll revisit them properly at the end in our vocabulary recap.
So if you've ever caught yourself thinking, I'm not good enough for this, or I'll do it when I feel ready, or other people are just naturally better at this than me.
This one is for you.
It really is. Okay, Jake, let's start with what I think is the most common one, and it might be the most damaging too.
Which one?
I'm not good enough.
Oh yeah, that one.
Just those 4 words, and they do so much damage.
They do. Because it's not like people walk around thinking it consciously all day. It's more like it's running in the background.
Exactly, like a program you forgot to close.
Yeah, someone offers you an opportunity, a job, a chance to speak up in a meeting. And before you even fully process it, something in you goes, that's not really for me.
And you don't question it. You just accept it, like it's a fact.
But it's not a fact. It's a story.
A story you've told yourself so many times, it stopped feeling like a story.
Right. And the thing is, where does that story come from?
Honestly, for a lot of people, it starts very early. You grow up hearing things, maybe not even directed at you, just around you.
And slowly you absorb them.
Like someone always picked last in a team game, or a teacher who once said in front of everyone, that answer was wrong. And then you think, oh, so I'm the kind of person who gets things wrong.
One moment, one sentence, and it becomes a lens you see yourself through for years.
And the hard part is, the voice doesn't sound mean, it sounds reasonable.
That's so true. It doesn't say, you're a failure. It says, oh, you probably shouldn't apply for that. You don't quite have what it takes.
It sounds like it's protecting you.
When really, it's just getting in your own way.
Right, to get in your own way means to be the main obstacle to your own progress. Not your circumstances, not other people, but you.
And most people don't even realize they're doing it.
Because it feels like caution, like being realistic.
I'm just being practical. I'm managing my expectations.
When actually you're just not letting yourself try.
Yeah, and the cost of that is huge. Because the things people don't try, we never get to see what would have happened.
And that becomes its own kind of pain later.
Absolutely. So the first lie is, I'm not good enough. And the work is not to convince yourself you're perfect, but to just question the story. Ask yourself, is this actually true? Or is this just something I've been repeating for a long time?
And sometimes the honest answer is, I don't know yet, which is so much better than definitely not.
Exactly. Okay, let's talk about the second one. And this one is really connected to the first.
What is it?
I'll do it when I'm ready.
Oh wow, okay, yeah.
This one is so sneaky because it sounds responsible. It sounds wise, like, I'm not rushing. I want to be prepared.
But ready never comes, does it?
It really doesn't. Because here's the thing, readiness is mostly a feeling. And that feeling? It tends to arrive after you've already started, not before.
That's so true. I remember when I started trying to learn how to cook properly. I kept saying, I'll start when I have more time, when I have a better kitchen, when I buy that one cookbook.
And
I just kept not cooking. And then one day I was like, okay, I'm just going to make something badly and see what happens.
And?
It was bad, but I learned something.
There it is.
And honestly, I gave myself credit for trying, even though the result was not great.
That's such an important move. To give yourself credit means to acknowledge your own effort or achievement, even when the outcome isn't perfect.
Because so many people only give themselves credit when they succeed. But starting when you're scared, that deserves credit too.
It really does. And the reason I'll do it when I'm ready is a lie, is because it tricks you into thinking waiting is neutral, like you're just pausing.
But you're not pausing, you're choosing. And every day you wait is a day you chose not to begin.
Yeah, and again, it doesn't feel like a lie, it feels like a plan.
When really it's just fear wearing a very sensible coat.
Fear wearing a sensible coat. I love that.
Thank you. I came up with it just now, and I'm quite proud of it.
You should be. Okay, third one. This one I think a lot of people feel, but almost nobody says out loud.
What is it?
Other people are just naturally better at this than me.
That one.
Yeah, you see someone doing something well, really well, and something in you goes, oh, they must have just been born with that. I could never do it like that.
And you completely skip over the part where they practiced for years.
Right, you only see the finished product.
The polished version. You don't see the awkward beginning, the bad drafts, the embarrassing attempts.
And then you compare your day 1 to their year 10 and think, see, I told you, not for me.
That comparison is so unfair to yourself.
It is. And the thing is, Being your own worst enemy, which is a phrase we'll look at in a second, often looks like this.
Wait, let me. To be your own worst enemy means to harm yourself more than anyone else could, usually through your own thinking or choices.
Yes, and this kind of comparison? This is classic be your own worst enemy behavior.
Because no one is telling you you're bad at it, you're just looking at someone further along the road and using them as evidence that you shouldn't even be on the road.
And then you never start. Or you start and quit when it gets hard because you think, see, this confirms it.
And nothing ever confirms the good version, only the hard moments confirm the bad version.
It's like your brain is a prosecutor, and it only looks for evidence of guilt, never evidence that maybe you're actually okay.
That is exactly it. And the only way out of that is to just stay in your lane.
Keep your eyes on your own progress.
Compare yourself to who you were last week, not to someone who has been doing this for years.
That shift is small, but it changes everything.
It really does. Okay, let's go into the fourth lie, and I think this one connects to something a lot of people feel around success and happiness.
Which is?
I'll be happy when?
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'll be happy when I get that job, when I lose that weight, when I move to that city, when I'm in a relationship, when I finish this phase of my life.
And the problem is, when never comes. Or it comes, and you get about 3 days of feeling great, and then you're already looking at the next when.
Because the habit of postponing happiness is just that, a habit. The destination changes, but the habit stays.
And it's such a comfortable lie, because it gives you something to look forward to.
It does. It feels like motivation. I'm working towards something.
But there's a difference between working towards something and making happiness conditional on getting there.
Exactly. You can have goals and still allow yourself to feel okay right now.
Those two things can coexist.
But when we say, I'll be happy when, we're kind of making an unconscious agreement with ourselves that right now is not allowed to be good enough.
Right. And that creates this whole layer of not quite being present in your own life.
Like you're always mentally a few steps ahead, never actually here.
And then years later you look back and think, I was actually okay back then. Why didn't I see it?
And that, I think, is one of the hardest things to come to terms with.
Yes, to come to terms with something means to finally accept something difficult, often something about yourself or your past, even when it takes a long time.
Because coming to terms with the fact that you were waiting for your life to begin while it was already happening, that takes time to process.
It does. But the good news is, once you notice the pattern, you can interrupt it.
You can ask yourself, what would it look like to be okay with where I am right now while still wanting more?
That's a much more honest question than, when will I finally arrive?
Right, because you're already somewhere. You just have to actually look at where you are.
And choose to be there.
Okay, let's go into our last big lie before the recap. And I think this one is the one people feel most alone about.
What is it?
If people really knew me, they wouldn't like me.
Yeah, that one cuts deep.
It does, and it lives right underneath so many things. Why people perform rather than connect, why people are scared to be honest, why people keep everyone at arm's length even when they want closeness.
Because somewhere underneath, there's this belief that the real version of you is too much, too complicated, too broken, too boring, too something.
And so you only show the edited version, the acceptable one.
The one that gets approval.
And you spend a lot of energy maintaining that version.
It's exhausting, honestly.
It is. And the cruel irony is, people usually like the edited version. but you don't feel good about it because you know they don't know the real one.
So even acceptance doesn't really land.
Right, because it doesn't feel like your acceptance.
And you keep thinking, they'd feel differently if they really knew.
But that thought keeps you from ever finding out.
Because you never let anyone in far enough to actually test it.
Right. And look, some of this is real. Not everyone will like you. Not everyone deserves to see all of you.
That's true.
But the lie is nobody would. The lie is making it feel like a fact about everyone, about every relationship, when really it's fear doing the talking.
And the thing is, the moments where people do feel truly close to someone, truly seen, they're almost always moments where someone was honest, imperfect, and a little vulnerable.
Yes, real connection almost never happens through the edited version.
It happens through the one that trips, apologizes, says, "I don't actually know what I'm doing," and stays anyway.
And that version is scarier to show, but it's also the version people connect with.
So the lie isn't just holding you back from being known. It's holding you back from the kind of connection you actually want.
Which is maybe the saddest part of it.
It really is.
Okay, so we've talked about 5 big lies people tell themselves. I'm not good enough. I'll do it when I'm ready. Other people are just naturally better than me. I'll be happy when, and if people really knew me, they wouldn't like me.
And what all of them have in common is they feel true. They feel like facts. But they're not.
They're habits, patterns, stories we inherited or created a long time ago and kept running without updating.
And the good news is, habits can change.
Slowly, with patience.
With a lot of self-compassion.
And sometimes just with the awareness that, oh, there it is again, that voice, that old story.
And choosing not to believe it automatically this time.
Yeah, you don't have to fight it, you just have to notice it.
And then ask, is this true? Or is this just what I've been trained to think?
That question alone can start a lot of things shifting.
Okay, let's go into the vocabulary recap.
Yes, let's do our word tour.
All right, so today we had 5 really solid phrases that all connect to the theme of self-talk and the stories we carry. Let's go through them one by one.
First one, talk yourself out of something.
To talk yourself out of something means to convince yourself not to do the thing you originally wanted to do. It's when your own mind becomes the reason you don't begin.
For example, I almost talked myself out of going to the audition, but I decided to go anyway.
Or he was about to ask for a raise, but then he talked himself out of it and decided to wait another year.
Repeat. Talk yourself out of something.
Talk yourself out of something.
Next, get in your own way.
To get in your own way means to be the main obstacle to your own progress. Not luck, not other people, not timing. You.
For example, she had all the skills she needed, but she kept getting in her own way by overthinking every decision.
Or the hardest part isn't other people. Sometimes it's just learning how to stop getting in your own way.
Repeat. Get in your own way.
Get in your own way.
Third one. Give yourself credit.
To give yourself credit means to recognize and acknowledge your own effort or achievement, even when it's imperfect or when no one else is saying it.
For example, you've been working really hard this week. Give yourself credit for that.
Or people are so used to criticism that they forget they're also allowed to give themselves credit for simply showing up.
Repeat. Give yourself credit.
Give yourself credit.
Fourth, be your own worst enemy.
To be your own worst enemy means to damage your own progress, happiness, or relationships more than any outside force could, usually through self-doubt, overthinking, or self-sabotage.
For example, He was genuinely talented, but he was also his own worst enemy. Every time things started going well, he'd find a reason to pull back.
Or stop being your own worst enemy. The world is hard enough without you working against yourself, too.
Repeat. Be your own worst enemy.
Be your own worst enemy.
And the last one, come to terms with.
To come to terms with something means to gradually accept something difficult, even when it's painful or takes time.
For example, it took her a long time to come to terms with the fact that she had been holding herself back all along.
Or coming to terms with your past doesn't mean agreeing with it, it just means you stop letting it run the show.
Repeat. Come to terms with.
Come to terms with.
Those were really good today.
They were. And I hope they don't just land as vocabulary, but as something useful to think about too.
Because the phrases we use to describe ourselves really do shape how we feel about ourselves.
Language is like that. It's not just words, it's the frame you put around your experience.
And if the frame has always said, "You're not enough," maybe it's time to swap it out.
Slowly.
Gently.
One thought at a time.
Okay, before we go, we want to ask you something. Which of these 5 lies do you recognize most in yourself? Or maybe there's one we didn't mention that you'd add.
Let us know in the comments. We really do read them.
And if this episode connected with you, please share it with someone you think might need it today.
Sometimes a person doesn't know they need to hear something until they hear it.
And this might be that for someone.
All right, that's it from us today. Thank you so much for listening.
Take care of your English, and please, take care of how you talk to yourself too.
This is Jake.
And I'm Annie.
And you've been listening to English Out Loud. We'll see you in the next one.